All right, guys. Injuries from the game. Akeem Spence, he's in the concussion protocol. Curtis Robbins had a high ankle sprain, and Oren Burks had a knee sprain, but should expect him back for week 1. That was it from the game. I apologize too. We got in late, so I'm able to pick up my daughter at school, and so you guys can hear my hectic. I'm in a hectic carpool line. My dog's panting in the back, so I apologize if she comes in the middle of this. But go ahead.
Your daughter or the dog?
Both. My dog's panting in the back. That's not me if you guys hear it. But eventually, when this crazy carpool line's over, my daughter will be coming in my car soon.
Kyle, just looking back at last night's game, I don't know how much you even want to look back on that, but do you look at the film, and what's your major takeaway from what you saw after rewatching it?
It was a lot like it felt. I wouldn't say it was quite as bad as it felt because it couldn't have felt much worse. Anytime you get shut out and stuff, and it seems that sloppy with all the penalties. But it wasn't quite that bad when you looked at the tape. But it's hard, despite the situation or the game or anything like that. When you commit that many penalties, we have some of the drops, just some of the sloppy plays, the sacks, some of the first downs that we committed on third down with some of the penalties. It was just wasn't good enough, and we got to clean that stuff up and make some decisions this week to help it.
Without knowing, obviously, the assignments and everything, it just kind of to the naked eye looks like Aaron Banks is struggling a little bit at left guard. How would you assess how he's performed in training camp and the preseason games?
I thought he had a better game this week than versus Minnesota. I know there was definitely a couple that he missed, but I also thought, it was a full offense there. There was a couple I thought we could have got rid of the ball a lot sooner, and there was a couple that the quarterback didn't have a chance on. So as a whole, it wasn't good enough. When you ask him in particular, I thought he did improve from the week before.
You guys asked
Kyle, after taking a look at film, what did you make of your running back situation yesterday?
I like all our guys. That's the one thing that is it's a good problem to have right now. Unfortunately, we can't have all our guys on our team, so we'll have to finalize that decision here over the next 3 days, which they haven't made it easy on us. So we'll see how practice squad works out, and we'll see how many we end up keeping. But we definitely don't exactly know yet, and those are things we're going to discuss hard here over the next couple of days.
And you mentioned that Trey Sermon had really improved. Did you still see that from him? Is he still making more strides forward going in this last game?
Oh, I think definitely so. They didn't have much opportunities and much room. I thought he had a real good play on I think it was a 3rd and 1 or 2nd and 1 where we had an unblocked guy in the hole that he made miss and almost made a big play when nothing was there. But Trey's come a long way here in this year, and he's someone we can count on. And it's not just him; it's the whole group. So all these guys, I think, are good enough to help us. We just got to figure out which direction we're going to go.
You guys had Samson Abercrombie to be a full-time edge rusher last year. He came on strong towards the end of the season, but it really seems like he's starting to figure out how good he can be. Can you just talk about the progress that he's made and where you think he's improved the most since you brought him in last year?
We just love the all-around football player Samson is. The way he sets the edge in the run game, the way he pushes the pocket in the pass game, that he constantly keeps working. And if you fall asleep on him at all over the course of a game, he's going to make you pay. And we learned that firsthand going against him those, I believe, 3 or 4 years with the Rams. And he's done that for us right away. And I think the more he plays in our techniques, the better he gets. When he was in a 3-4 where half the time he was dropping and things like that. And our thing, he's rushing that passer 90% of the time, and at the same time being physical in the run. So the more he does it, the healthier he stays, the better he gets.
Kyle, how do you assess Trey Lance's performance from last night, and is he where you want him to be at this point?
I would love to get Trey more practice and everything and more experience. So, I would always want more of that. But we've run out of those games, and he's as ready to go as he can be. He needs to get in these real games now and start playing, and there's going to be times he makes some mistakes, and he's got to learn from them and find a way to still win the game and overcome some of those things as he learns on the run. I'm glad he did get some experience in this preseason. Always wish he could have got more, but I am glad that he came out healthy this year, where last year he came out with that broken pinky that did affect him.
Not that anyone would feel great after a game like last night, but it seemed like he was, measured in his emotions. Have you seen him, emotionally be, I guess, appropriate for what the situations have been?
That's it. Trey, you're talking about?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. Trey's been very even-keeled throughout it all, and that's why it'll be fun to go through this season with him, because, that's not always going to be the case. So we'll go through the fire together. He'll go through it with this whole team this year, and what he's shown and what he's done throughout his whole life and what he's done since he's been here. We have the ultimate confidence in him handling that situation right, whatever that situation is.
Kyle, looking at the offensive line. Looking at the offensive line as a whole through preseason and training camp, what is just your overall comfort level with that group, knowing that obviously you've had a lot of moving parts throughout this time also?
Yeah, we're not there yet. I think that's obvious. We got some new guys and some young guys, and also, not having McGlinchey in there, and his little setback has hurt. I'm hoping to get him back. Not having Dan Brunskill in there, who's been a starter for us the last 2 years, has also been rough. But what I'm excited about is all these young guys who are getting these opportunities and playing, they all have the ability to be very good in this league. And it's tough in an O-line situation where, especially this year, you don't do one thing from practicing football from an O-line standpoint and OTAs. You really just start in training camp. So it's been about 3 weeks to a month of football for those guys, and I really do believe in the ability they have and where they can go. But the season's now just 17 days away, and I do believe that the more they play, the better they'll get, because they're made of the right stuff and they have the ability to do it. But it does take time in this league, and we got a couple guys doing that right now that are showing up a lot, but they'll get there. And hopefully we can have some good news with Brunskill, with McGlinchey, so we get some guys back who have done it before, and they can give us a little more help in the areas.
Kyle, you had said the other day that you planned that you'd have Charvarius Ward back next week for practice. Does that still seem to be on track?
Yes. Sorry, I always think you're saying Tarvarius. Yes, he should be back in practice on Sunday. Yes, Mooney. Thank you.
Kyle, what have you liked? Oh, Kyle, what have you liked from what you've seen from Malik Turner just through the preseason slate?
What you guys see on the practice, in these 3 games, that's what we see every day in practice. That guy has more output and yards ran and energy used on the GPSs and stuff. He goes as hard as he can in offense or special teams, and it's cool when he gets in his games and all the work that he does every day, just how deliberate he is and all the drills and everything. You can see it carry over to the game. So a guy I've been happy for, and who's really shown a good example of how to be a pro to a number of these guys.
All right. Appreciate it, everyone.
All right. Thanks, guys.